The question often arises, or well, actually the challenge often arises from people who get a little bit arrogant by telling people they should never adjust their gun sights. They should, first of all, they should fix their shooting, which I can't really disagree with that. It really is important to know that when you start making adjustments to your gun sights without having done everything that you can to make sure that your grip and your posture and your arms and everything that you're doing everything that you can to wring maximum accuracy out of the gun that's available. But from time to time, to say that no gun ever needs to have its sight adjusted would be delusional. How many guns, good guns, otherwise good guns, come off the assembly line where you'll have 10 guns that go out that work flawlessly, and one somebody gets that fails on every third round, has to be sent back to the manufacturer. The fact is, sights are lined up in a very, very precise manner, and a 1/16 or a 32nd of an inch one way or the other, or up or down on adjustable sights, can make a big difference. I've got a couple of guns with me here, both of which have had the sights adjusted just slightly. Both of them are potential carry guns. The Glock 23 is one I've been a handgun I've been carrying for years. Not this one, but a Glock 23 I've been carrying for 13, 14 years now. But on this particular gun right here, after doing everything that I could, and this is typical of people, that when somebody gets a Glock and they start shooting low left, they say, well, it's because you're not doing this, this, or this, and that's often true because it's with a shooter. But sometimes you get one that you find out is shooting left no matter what you do. This Canic TP9 SE or subcompact SC, did a review on that recently. I've had a couple more range sessions with it, and I can tell you this: I always tell people to get on target and to figure out what adjustments you need to make. Don't start out at 50 feet. Start 2 feet from your target, this far away, and start shooting. And what happens there is just the most minute, discrepancy in where you're pointing and where that gun is shooting will show up. So if there is a little problem with the sight, or even if there's a little problem with your shooting, if you correct what you're doing with your shooting and you stay close to that target, you move back a little bit at a time and make those incremental adjustments in your own shooting, most of the time that's going to straighten it out. Sometimes it doesn't. When you walk up and you shoot at a target and you're 2 feet away from it and you're shooting left, and no matter what adjustments you make, when you shoot this far away from the target, it still shoots left. You back up a little bit, you aim just a little bit, you try everything that you can to correct it, and it still shoots left, you need to look at your sights. We've got a couple, that gun right there, both of those have been scooted to the right by anywhere from like maybe a 32nd to a 1/16 of an inch. That's all. Very small adjustment is what it takes to stop something that's 2, 3, 4 inches off back from 30 or 40 feet. So that's the insight on when to look at adjusting your sights on a gun. Guns that come with adjustable sights for both elevation and that have screws for both elevation and windage, all that stuff is there for a reason. Be ready to use it and be ready to adjust it. But with these sights right here that are only adjustable for windage, be ready if you're shooting left over and over again and you do everything, hand it to somebody else, let them shoot it. And if that's still over to the left, or if it's any other direction, be ready to make adjustments to your sight, and still make sure you're keeping your own shooting and your own grip and everything that you're supposed to do with that gun in correct position to make sure that you're not causing that. So I'm gonna do a little shooting with these just on steel targets at just usual self-defense distances and see how it played out here. Because on the Canic, I just changed those over. I haven't shot it with, I didn't change them over, but I just scooted them maybe a 32nd of an inch to the right, and I haven't shot it yet, so you'll see it at the same time I do. Here we go. First up is the Glock 23. Next is the Canik TP9 SC. I'm not expecting pinpoint stuff here, but I really need it to be on target. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. That was adjusted maybe a 32nd of an inch, and it's right dead in the middle of that big steel target. That's what I'm looking for, because everything's been on target with this steel, but it's been slightly to the left unless I strained it back this way to aim right of where I was shooting. But this is right in the middle there. Right in the middle. That's where I'm looking for. Headshot. Boom. Right there. Right in the middle. That's where I'm looking for. Headshot. Boom. That minute adjustment made every bit of difference in between this being a gun that I would have been concerned about carrying. I took it in this morning and walk around town with it all day today based on this alone. We'll shoot it a little bit more. Rode the slide stop. A few more rounds with the Glock. It's never good to come out, take a gun, brand new gun, start shooting, shoot 10, 12, 15 shots, see some left or low or whichever direction it is, and say, okay, that gun's got to be adjusted, start adjusting sights. The reality is we need to do everything we can to make sure that our shooting is the best it can be based on the way we handle the gun. After all that's put in place, and over and over and over again, even close to back further, no matter what you do, that gun is off by a little bit, and I'm saying the gun at this point because you've done everything you can, including handing it to somebody else and letting them shoot it and see if they get the same results. Then it's time to adjust your sights. That doesn't mean adjust them halfway off the side of the gun. It means, like I said, 16th to a 32nd of an inch. A lot of times on sights, that's pretty much going to do it, because if you're back 30 or 40 feet and you're shooting off left about this far, a 16th of an inch adjustment to the right with your rear sight will put you right on target if that's what's causing it. So that's what to look for. That's when to know how to and when to look at changing your sights rather than adjusting your shooting. Then after you change those sights, after you move them over just a little bit, still put everything you've got into it to make sure you're on target, and you'll have the best gun you can have for your self-defense weapon. I'm Mark. I'll see you again soon in another Christian gun owner video. Yeah, you thought that was me ending the video, didn't you? Well, just for fun, I decided to do one more here. I did it with my Glock just a minute ago, and I thought, you need to see this just for fun. I put yellow dots on all the steel targets, and I'm going to use the Canik on them, see if I knock those dots off. Now that was fun. Goodbye for real this time.